Being chronically offline is the best decision I made for myself in 2025. There is something so beautiful about not always knowing what the people you know are doing, what parties they're going to, what restaurants they're eating at, what purse they bought, what anything. It is so nice to be disconnected from all the constant input that social media is giving us, and that's what I wanted to talk about today because I've been off of Instagram for over a year now. I got off in I deleted the app and deactivated my account in January of 2020, and I got off TikTok maybe a year before that. And I feel so much freedom. I feel so much more refreshed. I feel so much clearer without that constant stream of content. And don't get me wrong, obviously, I am posting here on YouTube. It's not like I'm completely off of every social media. But even Reddit, which one of my friends is gonna laugh at me saying Reddit because me and him talk about it. But I even deleted the Reddit app, and I'm really only here on YouTube, at least on my phone, for me posting my videos, which I'm very proud of. For me, there were so many years when I would be so depressed, so down, so just like disappointed in my life, my friends, my everything, because it felt like everyone had it better than me. And that's kind of how social media has been engineered to work, right? For a lot of us, for most people, social media is just a highlight reel. And even though most of us know that, there's something really difficult about disconnecting the facade from the reality. And for myself, especially during very specific periods of my life, for instance, when I was really, really struggling socially and all I wanted was just a good group of friends that would put at least a similar amount of effort into the friendship as I was, who would go to the same lengths to like invite me to things and come when I invited, and all the other things that friends do, right? The friendship things when it's not convenient, even. It's so difficult when that's what you want and you're seeing all of your friends or even just acquaintances with their huge groups of friends going to this party and going on that trip and doing this and doing like going over people's houses. So there was that aspect of it for a lot of years, and I didn't realize just how, I think people overuse the word toxic, but just how negative it was for me, just how poisonous it was for my mental state. Even though people would tell me, Alexis, like if you got off of Instagram, and of course it was always older folks that would tell me that for the most part, which made it feel like they didn't know what they were talking about, right? But at the time, it felt like I had to be on social media. Like, you have to be on social media because if I'm not on social media, then everyone's going to forget about me, which should say something. Like, if all of your friends would forget about you if they didn't see your little, what color are the Instagram story bubbles? Pop, whatever. If they didn't see your little Instagram story bubble pop up every few days, every few weeks, they would just forget that you existed. How close are you really to these people? And that's something that I learned well, a little bit before I moved, but especially after I moved. Your friends, if social media is not involved and you can't be friends with people who you are friends with in real life. I understand a lot of people make online friends and that's a completely different thing. But if there are people that you know in real life that you would lose their friendship if you weren't on Instagram, what does that say? And another thing, even when I'm meeting people, it's fascinating because at my big age of 29, which I realize there are probably people watching that are like, I'm 36, child. Anyway, okay, okay, I get it. But at my big age of 29, you would think that when you meet people, or at least for me, it would be like, it wouldn't be the craziest thing to want to keep up with somebody in a way that's like not social media. But a lot of the social media culture has bled into other aspects of life so much that I have met people, had a great conversation with them, and then before we part ways, it's like, oh, by the way, what's your Instagram? And I'm like, oh, I deactivated my Instagram. And they're like, oh, okay. And and that's the end of the conversation. We never see each other again. Like, the only way you would have kept in touch with me is if I had an Instagram. You pulled out your cell phone, which is attached to a phone number, which is attached to text messaging and calling, heck, email. And we're not like this. As good as this conversation went, this is not going to go anywhere because I don't have Instagram. Some of y'all are weird. And I get it. There's a lot that's changed culturally in that for some reason getting someone's phone number feels like too committal. Call me old fashioned, but y'all are weird. But I will say that again, being online tells you a lot about the people that you're probably going to mesh with more, because if that's you, we're probably not going to get along super well even if I did have Instagram, you know? Another aspect is that, and I think I'm going to make a separate video, but it can be so easy to forget your own achievements, to forget all of the things that you've overcome in your life, because you're seeing what everyone else is doing. And it's not even like you're just comparing yourself to one other person. I think most people probably follow at minimum 300 other people, and there are a lot of people that follow 1,000, 1,500 plus people. So you are only looking at your own singular situation generally compared to 1,500 other people. So you're thinking, oh wow, I can't afford to buy this purse. I can't afford to buy these shoes. And you can't just compare yourself to one other person that you're following. You're now seeing 30 of the 1,500 people you're following buying the bag you want. You're seeing 100 of the 2,000 people you're following going on these lavish trips and spending thousands of dollars on cruises and flights and hotels and at these five-star restaurants. And again, even though logically a lot of us know that this is a highlight reel and there's always more to the story than what we're seeing on social media. And I wonder if anyone's done any research on this, but simply comparing yourself to the sheer number of other people that we have access to on the internet, because I'm also reminded that you don't just see people on your feed that you follow anymore. Now you're also seeing creators whose jobs it is to show you how amazing these new skincare products are, and how you need this body wash and this body scrub, and oh, you're not living until you have this massage gun, and oh, have you been to Dubai yet? And when you go to Turks and Caicos. You have to go with this tour company. And like there is so much input, then it can be difficult to shut it all out and just take time to really think about how much you've done. And for me, again, I might make a whole video on this, but it's so easy for me to get sucked into the trap of not taking the time to really appreciate and meditate on the good things that have happened in my life and the accomplishments that I've had and the prayers that I've had answered when it feels like everyone else is getting what they want, even though it's not everyone else. It's just everyone's constantly putting out the most positive things. It's either the most positive thing or it's like I'm 24 hours away from being evicted and it's me and my 7 kids and our three-legged dog and our car broke down and like there is no in between. I don't know why I came up with that, but I'm sorry. It's not a funny situation to be in. I just don't know why I thought of 3 kids, 6 kids, and a three-legged dog. I welcome to my mind, y'all. Okay, bring it back. I just when I look back at this last year of my life, things have not been perfect. If you know me personally, you know. Heck, I talk a whole lot about the not so great things that happened in my life in general, but specifically the last few years. And I don't know. I It's been so much easier to think about the positive things, to focus on the people who really care about me, to focus on the community that I have built and am continuing to build here. It's so much easier to I think there's something so much sweeter about now keeping in touch with my friends even though I don't see them pop up on my feed all the time. Like it's so much nicer to get a random message from my friends saying, "Hey, I was thinking about you today, and we haven't talked in 3, 4, 5, 6 months or longer." There was a good friend of mine. We actually lived together for a few weeks, like years ago, but I hadn't seen her in years, and for a variety of reasons, we hadn't talked for a long time. And we ended up reconnecting recently, and it's a different level of care and almost intimacy, to be honest, when someone in the social media age takes the time to not just think about you, not just have that moment of, I wonder how so and so is, but actually reach out to you. And then it's like nothing ever changed. It's like a 4 hour conversation catching up about life and travels and work and how much our lives have changed in the last time that we saw each other. There's something to me that's so much more special and intimate about that than the constant scrolling and you see people technically, like people are still alive and doing things because you see the picture of the dinner table with 2 glasses and you're seeing them pan across the ocean from their hotel room, or you see the selfies and that sort of thing. And so you remember they exist from that, but I don't know. I used to hate being on Instagram, seeing people that I had known for a long time, and neither of us really feeling the need or desire or pull to reach out to the other person because it's like, oh, they're doing fine. Like, oh, they're enjoying life. I think that's another aspect of it too, is it can seem like people are doing so much because they post when like there's something happening, right? Like nobody is just posting when their house is quiet and everyone's asleep, or they live alone and it's like there's nothing going on. People only post when there's like action, when there's something interesting. You know, you're out somewhere, you're on a trip, you're at a store, you're surrounded by friends. And we forget that there are a lot of quiet moments in people's lives too. Um, yeah, because I do know that for myself, that kept me from reaching out to a lot of people. So I'm like, what do they care if I reach out when they're living these crazy lives? That's not the reality. Again, facade versus reality. It's something that it's nice to just get rid of the facade. Like I don't have to think about the facade because I don't see it. So the majority of what I get is reality when I talk to people, when I reach out to them. And obviously, it's not like we're telling everybody everything about our lives, even if we do reach out and text each other or call each other or whatever. But it's different, man. It's different. And on a like slightly different note, very different note, I think there's something so cool about not constantly being plugged into pop culture. Like, I don't have cable. I do have some of the streaming services, but I don't have cable, none of the social media other than YouTube. And I, I don't I don't want to shame anyone for being very plugged in, but it is very weird to me. Or it felt weird for me when I was doing it, that I was like keeping up with all these like celebrities, you know? Like, oh, so and so's at the red carpet, and oh, this person just dropped new music, and this person just got a deal with such and such a huge company. Or this person from this show is now on this runway, and I don't know. That's a lot to me. It's hard enough keeping up with the people that I see in person, or that I work with, or that I like in my congregation, in the, you know, again, the constant input. Also, I and it's something you don't realize until you delete the app. Okay? Not even saying you have to delete your account. I know that's a lot for some people, but even if you just like delete the app, it could also be the change in like short form content and our attention spans and everything as well. But the amount of times that I think about it completely changed. When I first deleted the app, it was unreal how many times I would be in the middle of something, whether it was, you know, taking in media, listening to music, watching a show, out with my friends, whatever, that I would go to my phone, open it up, and go to click to where the Instagram app was, and it wasn't there. You don't realize you're addicted until you get rid of the addiction. At least for me, when it came to social media, I think we're a lot more aware of it now, but the amount of time that I was spending on that app, and when I had TikTok, the TikTok app as well, I feel like I have so much, or at least I had so much free time because I wasn't spending 30 minutes here scrolling, okay, doing something else, 20 minutes here scrolling, okay, doing something else, 2 hours scrolling, and then getting like, my sleep is so much better. My head is a lot clearer. Mentally, I feel like I'm so much better. Not that I don't have my struggles, cuz y'all know. I still do, but there's it's just nice not having the constant input. I will say that. It's nice not having the constant input. I feel like there's a whole lot more that I could talk about, but I'm not gonna yap y'all's ears off for another 20 minutes. Thank you if you sat here through all this. If you don't know, my name is Alexis. I am posting here on YouTube every single day for a minimum of 100 days. So hop on this train early. Today is day 26. Today's day 26. Um, man, that's crazy. Yeah. I and if y'all don't know, this is me getting real. Every time I end this video, I start yapping for another like 2-3 minutes. But I started my video today over probably 7 times. And choosing a topic for today's video, a struggle. A struggle. Because there are a few things I really, really want to talk about, but they're so close to my heart that it's difficult to get through a video without getting emotional. And I don't think I'm ready for that kind of vulnerability on Beyonce's internet. So we just had to try a couple times. Anywho, yeah, if you do want to hop on this train early, I talk about all things breaking into tech sales, getting jobs, learning how to do that, navigating big life changes, and travel. So, if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and share it with a friend. Share it with a friend you think needs to get off Instagram. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or maybe. Or maybe. Anyway, we keep it cool around here. It's cozy. It's fun. Join the fam. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.